everybody, it's Call Rain Tarot. I'm back with another pick a card video. Today we're going to be doing what do they think of me. If you're having any confusions in a new connection or a connection that's been drawn out for a while and you don't have a lot of contact with this person, or you're having trouble with communication, this is going to be the video for you. Or even if you are talking to this person but they're really difficult to read and you want to know a little bit more of a deep dive into the connection, this is the video for you. It's important to listen to your intuition when you pick a pile so that you know whichever pile is calling to you. You also could have multiple piles that are calling to you and letting you know that they have a message for you. So without further ado, let's get into the pick a card with pile 1. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this angel deck or this little yellow card, or if pile 1 was just calling your name, this is going to be your pick a card reading. So, I have an intuitive message that I wrote out right away, and it says, I am with you always. So this could be a message from your person or from your guides. Take it as it resonates, but some energy is with you and currently giving you guidance and protecting the situation and helping you move forward as well. So let's cleanse the deck a little so that it can be filled with energy that is helpful and will give you the messages you need. So what does pile need to hear? How does the person that they're thinking of feel about them in regards to this connection? Okay, we had 3 cards just pop out, and I'm going to read them in the way that they come out. So we have 8 of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like immediately, this card has the word dedication on it. And I feel like as soon as I saw this, it is talking about in regards to you. You could be feeling like you don't want to put in as much work towards this connection or towards getting things done. I hear a lot of you have shadow work that you need to be working on in regards to this connection, and things that you need to understand about yourself in order for this to progress forward, and you're just kind of running away from that work because you're not sure if that's what you need to be doing right now. But this is a confirmation if you've had any type of emotion, or it's like it's blocked energy. So if you know that you should be doing something and you feel a resistance within yourself to go and do that task or put yourself into that work, that is some kind of shadow work that you need to work through and acknowledge, okay, if I don't want to do work that I'm supposed to do, is this because I haven't given myself enough of a break recently, or because I am not working on learning things for the right reason? Sometimes when we get stuck and we know that we need to learn things, or we need to do some research into certain topics or do work with certain things, and we feel that resistance, it's because we know that we're going to learn something that may be hard for us to handle, or it just is going to take a lot of, like this card says, dedication to carry that out, and it's going to be something that usually will lead to us feeling like we have commitment issues, and that can point out to a larger theme in our lives where we are not able to follow through on the commitments that we've made for ourselves, and we won't be able to show up for ourselves. Here we have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and this says victory on it. To me, I'm thinking this is the person that you are asking about, their thought patterns and how they're conceptualizing this situation. And I feel like they want to be able to move into a new space, but some of you may be having self-sabotaging thoughts about this connection specifically, and not recognizing the ways in which your spirit guides are trying to give you synchronicities that point out certain things about the situation. So this person wants to be able to move into a new thought pattern with you and have you guys be thinking different thoughts and having different conversations as well and be communicating more about the things that will progress things forward. But you can't move into this new space and have these new conversations if you are constantly questioning or having doubts or fears in regards to the connection. With this Hermit, I feel like this definitely represents you. These cards came out in terms of what you as a viewer need to possibly work through right now in order to progress forward. That's definitely an energy that I'm feeling. And with the Hermit right here, this is the angel of reflection. This is somebody being able to go in and do some really necessary work with themselves on how they understand. I'm hearing attachment styles, and also specifically for some of you, you may be dealing with narcissistic behavior or manipulative behavior in your life. Take that as it resonates, but that doesn't have to necessarily be from this connection. It's outside of this connection, and it's teaching you different things that you can learn before you are able to be a healthy partner in this connection. Sometimes when we deal with narcissistic abuse or manipulation in our lives, it is really difficult for us to be able to recognize healthy behavior patterns and healthy attachment in other people and be able to carry that out, because we all are playing out roles that come from other situations that we've been in our lives. And when you haven't undone your role that you are used to playing out, it will continue to perpetuate into other relationships that have nothing to do with that role that you initially developed. So that happens a lot when people feel like they're victims. For example, that's the only role that I can think of, like victim and abuse right now. But when somebody gets the victim mentality over and over from a situation, they will continue to play out the victim in situations where it's not necessary anymore. So that's just an example of something. So this is kind of where you are right now. Let's see how this person feels about you. How does this person feel about the viewer? Ooh. Okay, this person I'm intuitively picking up on, they may have a difficult time articulating how they feel and articulating what they want to communicate. I feel like there's like a tug of war in their head in regards to, like, sometimes they want to explain things to you and other times they get blocked and they are like, no, that's dumb, or no, that's stupid, like they don't want to hear that from me, or they just don't know how that conversation would blow over. And I feel like right now you guys are definitely in the middle of some kind of journey where you are moving forward together but separately at the same time. So like both of you are going through similar things, but it's not necessarily as a unit yet. It depends. It'll be different for each one of you depending on how long this relationship carries out and what the specific journey is that you're going on. But I'm definitely picking up that there are things that you're both individually working out, especially in regards to communication. 7 of Pentacles, vision, and Hierophant in reverse. So in regards to how this person feels, so remember this is you. You are kind of taking a time out, I feel like, as well. That's why, maybe why you're watching this video is because you're trying to collect yourself and figure out where you want to move next. This person is definitely envisioning what, like, all the different possibilities is what I'm thinking of. So they're thinking of, okay, how can this situation potentially play out in multiple different scenarios? So if I were to contact them this time, or in the future at this time, or if I were to wait and possibly wait for them to come and contact me. I feel like they're playing around with a lot of different scenarios right now. And with 7 of Pentacles also, they're thinking of, I feel like the question, is this worth it, is coming forward. I definitely think that this person really wants to fight and push forward and try to keep this connection going, whoever you're asking about. But with the Hierophant in reverse, this person is thinking of situations that they've been in the past, and I'm hearing conventionality. So, like, conventional things that they may have gone through where it's like a paradigm shift. So, in the past, I may have liked somebody, waited around for them, and it didn't work out. Or I was pining after somebody and they were actually interested in someone else, or they perceived the situation differently, saw it as us just being friends or something like that. I think that they're in a way afraid of listening to their inner guides and following like a path that they know has kind of been set out in front of them. That I feel like this person has a good sense of clairvoyance or claircognizance where they can kind of envision the future. Maybe they don't even have to be spiritual, but everybody has gifts sometimes that they don't really realize are gifts or that they're tapping into. But this person, I feel like they can envision a future where you guys work out or where things kind of make sense. But they're having trouble being able to follow this and accept that there's guidance in this connection because of what's happening. They're like subconsciously feeling your energy and feeling your hesitation at the moment to get things done, and so it's making it so that they can't see the future clearly. I want to ask right now what's currently happening in this connection. What's the current energy of the connection that pile 1 is asking about? Okay. Ooh, we got a few cards here. Queen of Cups in reverse, 4 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So we have both of the 4s here. Yeah, so I like the way that these cards all just came out because I feel like this person is feeling like their happiness is blocked with the Sun in reverse, which is still a good sign because the Sun is a card that is automatically uplifting and makes it should ease your consciousness if you're feeling worried about how this person may be perceiving. They may intuitively understand that you're not at your happiest place, and that's kind of why they may have slowed the roll and taken a step back and not been able to understand what's going on. But it's like they're kind of letting go of control right now, and they may have been trying to control the situation a little bit more and trying to manifest things a little bit more clearly, but they're kind of letting that go and understanding that you are in a period where you need to do some healing because you're overwhelmed with this sensitivity and you're feeling a lot of like, it's like information overload. You're getting so many different downloads from guides and downloads from your higher self telling you, okay, you need to work through these things, you need to focus on these certain things, like your work and the things that you envision yourself doing in the future, and that will support you and give you some kind of solid foundation. And so they're understanding that you're doing this healing. But I feel like also with this 4 of Swords card, I feel like you need to possibly reach out to this person and let them know, like this message up here says, like, yes, you have your guides with you, but I feel like also if you want this situation to continue in a direction that is healthy and has a good amount of even exchanged conversation, letting that person know, okay, I am here for you, I do really care about you. If that's the case, whatever it may be, I feel like you do need to reach out to this person and tell them how you see this connection unfolding or what you'd like to get. Okay, so I'm going to do some final messages for pile 1. Okay. Yes, so Divine Masculine just came out. Any other messages for pile 1? And I feel like this Divine Masculine card is talking about integrating. If you're a feminine person, integrating your Divine Masculine qualities. If you are a masculine person, just also getting in touch with these masculine qualities within yourself and understanding. Okay, no more messages want to come out. But this says the frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So this also is talking about, I feel like, especially called to allowing it to express itself. Definitely have a conversation with this person. If you've been contemplating reaching out or talking to this person and letting them know, your guides are telling you that they're with you and they're supporting this decision if you decide to take that route. And also, whatever you desire, you're kind of, the ball is in your court metaphorically right now. You are able to make the decision and understand that you are ultimately in power of what is going to happen with this connection in regards to the future. And you already know instinctively where you want to take this, and you have the wisdom within you to be able to navigate this. Even if you feel a little unprepared, like your guides are telling you that they're with you, and they're kind of doing the heavy lifting right now because they know that you need to go within more and figure out what is happening within yourself. Thank you, pile 1. I'm going to move on to pile 2. I hope that this helped. All of my information is going to be in the description box below, including the decks that I used and other services I provide and ways to contact me if you feel inclined to do that. So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the Wild Unknown deck, or this little yellow card was calling to you, this is your reading of how do they feel about me. Basically, a check-in on this connection. What is going on? What kind of energies are surrounding you and the person that you're asking about? So, the intuitive message that I have here is open your heart. So, I feel like a lot of you, when I was channeling that message, I actually got an image of somebody kind of pushing someone or trying to walk away from a situation. So some of you may be feeling like you need to set your sights in a different direction or have other options, basically. If you're asking about a specific person and what is happening in this connection, your guides may be calling you and letting you know that there are options that may fill your heart space in a way that this connection just isn't right now. But I also still want to check in with the cards and see. Yeah, so right off we got Judgment. Judgment is talking about, specifically in this situation, I'm getting the word resurrection, but I feel like it's more a resurrection of yourself. I feel like you may have slipped into patterns, specifically within this connection that you're asking about, that pull you into a space that you were previously in. And when we start going backwards, our guides say no, and they kind of tap us and tap things out of our life, push things away that they are explaining to us don't serve us and keep us in old cycles and old patterns. And I feel like this, with this card, this dove is coming out liberated from all the negativity, all these like blackbirds down here. It's coming up more pure, full of light, and seeing the light of the situation. Also with Judgment, this talks heavily about an angel walking with you and looking over your situation and being able to give you guidance and advice on the situation. And I feel like this specifically pertains to you. So let's ask specifically about how the person that you're asking about feels in regards to this connection. So what does pile 2 need to hear about the person that they're asking about? So we have 8 of Cups and 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands specifically, this interpretation is talking about solo work, doing things by themselves. I feel like this person may be really wrapped up in their ego and they're not really focused on how you feel about a situation. They're kind of ignoring all the things that you're offering to them. So all these 6 other sticks that are here, I feel like represent the ways, or maybe they represent the different times that you may have approached this person and tried to speak your truth and give them an accurate representation of the passion that you've tried to give to this person, and they just did not listen, and they're really focused on their own inner fire and what they care about and what drives them to feel like they are fulfilling a purpose and doing things for themselves. And it doesn't have to be completely selfish, but honestly I'm getting just kind of an apathetic understanding of how this person is viewing this situation. With the 8 of Cups, this is also talking about walking away, but also again another introspective card, spending time focused on the self, focused on the shadow aspect of the self, especially since this card is really dark and all these cups are kind of underneath this like veil of darkness, and there's a big mountain behind it showing that there's a lot more work to be done. I feel like this person kind of is acting out of an ego sense and they're not really understanding, because the ego is the false illusion that we are separated and we are different, and we are not connected with a community of people and we're not a part of a group. And with this ego that sometimes falsifies our reality and makes us feel like we are capable of doing everything by ourselves and we don't need other people, and other people's emotions are just, oh well, that's because of them, that kind of a thing, where somebody feels like their emotions don't really have any effect on you and you can't understand anything. I feel like this group has an interest in spirituality and is trying to do things more spiritually than they had before. And with that comes a lot of growing pains, and comes when you raise your frequency, when you raise your vibration, when you move into a new mode of operating, it is sometimes hard to recognize old patterns and old cycles that you may turn back to and repeat. But when that happens, have patience with yourself. So I kind of want to check in a little bit more first about this connection. Okay, yeah. So with the Magician, I'm immediately having the feeling that let me move these into frame so you can see. Sorry about that. With the Magician, I'm getting the idea that you definitely can manifest whatever you want. If you want a healthier relationship, and if you want to be able to move into a place where you are more accepting of love, especially with this open your heart, it's like opening your heart chakra to the possibility that you can accept love and that love is something that you deserve. I feel like once you tell yourself, I deserve this, I am willing and able to receive the love that the universe wants to give me, your guides are saying you can have that. You have everything else that you've developed. Other situations will be able to come in and emotionally fulfill you. Right now, I think you haven't recognized all the other situations that you may have been in the past that have tried to teach you the lessons that you have already needed to learn. And I feel like this situation specifically was just trying to teach you, no, you already have learned that, and get you to wake up and recognize, I've already learned this situation. Like, I don't need to deal with people who are stuck in their ego. I don't need to deal with people who don't try and progress and grow and learn about me also as a person, because I think that you want to be in a situation where things are more reciprocal and where you have an even exchange going on. And You want people who are dedicated to spiritual progression and opening themselves up to something bigger and are willing to be dedicated and work on situations when they get hard. I want to know specifically the energy that you can focus on, because I don't want to leave you just, oh, okay. Yeah, so you as a person, okay. So some of you, I still feel like, want to know specifically a little bit more about what this person was meant to do. And I feel like this definitely represents the person that you're asking about, which is the Father of Wands energy, but also a little bit with this Mother of Cups. I feel like this person is trying to, by avoiding their emotions and covering them up, keeping them a secret, they are trying to protect themselves from something. And I feel like I'm hearing the phrase protecting them from the inevitable. They're inevitably going to have to look at their emotions and figure it out, but like as this swan kind of, she lifts her head up and is trying to look away and cover her emotions with her wing. It's like she's trying to ignore something and not have to look at her own empty cup or half empty cup by distracting herself with other things that are going on in her life. And the Father of Wands here too is, I feel like, somebody who is driven by the wrong passions. They're driven by their passion for power over other people, power over the outcome of a situation. So like trying to manipulate and control a situation. Sometimes just being too blunt about things, really uncaring about a situation. So like when it comes in regards to themselves, they are overly focused on their emotions, but when it is in regards to other people, they're really cold, and like this cobra, kind of, they strike really quickly, and it's just insensitive. That's like the only word that I can really think of when it comes in terms of other people. The Eight of Swords, I feel like you're not, if you're asking if you're going to hear from this person or have clear communication, I feel like this person is going through a transformation and they're just not being able to communicate this to you. And I don't think that communication would, one, be beneficial to this group for your own inner healing, because you also are transforming into something beautiful because of this. But also, you spending any more energy on this person is only draining from you. It's not going to be filling up your cup. So I think with this Magician card that already came out before, this is telling you to focus. Like right now, it's just stealing away your material, the way that your energy materializes into the physical world and the things that you can focus on and the abundance that you already have. And if you start focusing on how you can manifest a better reality and a better relationship that will fill you up from the inside and be an even energetic exchange, this will end up making you feel so much happier, and your heart will end up being so much more fulfilled because of the time and energy that you spend on yourself. This also goes back to the Nine of Pentacles that came out before, because the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who has gratitude, but specifically for themselves, and knows that they are taken care of and that their guides are also always walking with them and doing things for their soul growth behind the scenes that are for their highest good. I think that that's it, pile 2. I hope that this resonated, and I hope that this helped you with whatever situation you're asking about. All of my information will be in the description below, all the decks that I used, and any other way to contact me if you feel inclined to do so. So thank you very much. I'm going to move on to pile 3. I'll see you in the next video. Hello, pile 3. If you chose this green deck or this little yellow card that says pile 3 was calling your name, then this is going to be a reading of how do they feel about me. Basically, energy check-in on this relationship and what energy is guiding this relationship, helping you, and bringing you forward. So the intuitive message that I have with this is speak your truth. So I feel like for some of you, you may have some kind of block in your throat chakra that keeps you from being able to communicate, or some kind of issue running any of your thoughts or your emotions that come into your headspace, like anything that you usually would be thinking or worries that you're having a hard time running it through your heart space and understanding how it makes you feel, and then also listening to your intuition and understanding how you can get that out and communicate it. Communication can be just to yourself or to specifically another person, but as I'm tapping into this energy, I'm feeling that there is a lot of harmony and a lot of balance, and you may be a Libra. I'm just getting a lot of Libra energy or 7th house energy specifically. So I know that this has to do with really deep and intimate relationships that matter a whole lot. So a lot of people that choose this pile, I feel like you are somebody who weighs out the options a lot and tries to understand the best method for taking into account everybody's feelings in a situation, and that's really special. So I'm going to shuffle the cards, see if anything comes out. Okay, and one card full, and I want to know, how does pile 3's person feel about them? Okay, and a bunch of cards just came out. So we have, I'm not going to read the reversal on that one because I feel like that one isn't supposed to be reversed, but this one I feel like is you. This is 8 of Pentacles, which in this deck it says skill. I feel like you are somebody who is really contemplating and trying to hone your craft. Figure out how you can be the best partner that you can be, and what this looks like in the physical world and how that carries out. So you are trying to leave your mark in certain situations. Communicate subconsciously is what I'm understanding. So like if you're currently in contact with this person, you're kind of like trying to drop hints about certain things, or have them use their intuition to understand certain things. You're trying to get this person to read you in a sense, through non-direct communication. And I feel like your guides are kind of trying to push you to hone your skills of actual overt communication, embodying a little bit more masculine energy when you communicate, that's a little bit more direct and clear, and is able to manifest a little bit more physically and show you a little bit more of those physical results. Here we have the 9 of Stones, so this is moving forward. This is how the person feels about you. They're slightly ahead of you, I guess, in that sense. And 9 of Pentacles, and this is in reverse, and this says tradition. So I feel like this person is understanding that you are trying to communicate in a way that is a little bit more telepathic. They are receiving telepathy from you, and I feel like some of it isn't really reading the right way with them, with this being in reverse. So this person is picking up on message that you're trying to communicate to them through other methods of communication, but they're also just not in tune with it, and they're just not adept at being able to interpret that information because it's just not clear enough for them. With the Knight of Bows, in this deck, bows is wands, so this is fire energy. This person has a lot of passion for you and they want to offer that to you, but I feel like they're not quite in the Queen or King of Wands energy, that more developed fire energy, because they are definitely a little bit more afraid. With this fox, I feel like this person kind of feels like they have to sneak around or walk on eggshells when they are communicating with you or trying to get something across to you, because they're just kind of unsure that you are going to receive what they have to say very well. because you are doing a little bit of like these games, it seems like, in regards to how you're trying to communicate. And the Page of Cups, or Page of Vessels, the Otter, this person is very joyful when they think about you, and they really feel a deep-rooted sense of peace when it comes to thinking about this connection. It brings up a lot of intense emotions for this person, and they feel very deeply about you. It's just there's a certain amount of, when it comes to actually getting things done or making strides in terms of moving the connection forward or talking about things, that is a little bit blocked, because there may be some kind of physical block, like where you have actual distance between you, but there's something in the physical world that is blocking you guys from being able to talk, and that's why you're relying on a little bit more nonverbal communication. So I want to get a read on what is going on in, like, what kind of energy is representing this connection in general. So what is the connection for pile 3? What is the energy of the connection between them and the person that they are thinking of? Okay. So we have King of Wands, or King of Bows, the Adder, Snake. This is, not gonna lie, intense, like, sexual energy. And just trying to, it's like you guys are envisioning how you can come together and how you can make certain physical things happen between you, but also how you can exchange a lot of, like, creative energy as well. This is like you could both be potentially making things for each other, like artistic projects. The Hooded Man in reverse, so this is the Hermit. You guys, there's a certain amount of, like, you want to do things by yourself and you want to do a lot of introspection, but there's something that always brings you out of that zone and reminds you of this person no matter what you're doing. And I feel like this person also, this happens for them as well, where they're trying to do other things. They are trying to focus on their own projects, and then something just comes up that reminds them of this connection, makes them feel this light, makes them feel this passion towards you and the connection that they feel like they can't run away from. Two of Wands in reverse, decisions. So I feel like this person feels like decisions aren't being made. Things aren't happening to be able to move you guys forward and move you guys on a path of being able to come to, they feel like this can't come into union, whether that be an emotional union or a physical union, or even some kind of union of, like, thought patterns or things like that. This person feels like that just isn't happening. You guys aren't having the discussions that you need to have, and you aren't being able to look over the situation and see it from a detached perspective. With the Four of Wands in reverse, celebration. Yes, so these people are, like, dancing around together and being able to just create something really special and magical that's, like, in the moment. And I feel like this person is feeling like there isn't a foundation to be able to spring forward from. So I feel like they're feeling really unstable in the connection right now, not knowing if you also feel the same way, if you feel this stability and this extreme passionate energy. I feel like this person really wants to create a firm foundation with you and see this as something that could be long term, especially with this Four of Wands. And the Two of Wands, it's like looking forward towards the future and trying to see how this could play out in the long term. I feel like this person really wants to be decisive and tell you about how they envision this connection making them feel and being a big part of their life and being decisive about that, but they can't really make this decision. There's a lot of fire energy here, so this person really wants to be able to push forward with this and see you in a really beautiful light, but they can't communicate that to you because I feel like they I want to know why you have to speak your truth rather than letting this person come towards you. Whoa, okay. Came out immediately. Okay, yeah. With Merkaba, oh, we had so many more cards come out than I expected. Okay. I'm gonna lay them all down. Even the communication card came out. So, this is definitely a confirmation. You must align what you're thinking, what your intuition is telling you, and what your own personal journey, like where you're at on your own personal journey and what you envision for your future before you be able to communicate with this person, because you need to be able to also understand your own heart-centered truth, especially with this Earth card. It's talking about our own connection to the Earth and specifically how we envision our purpose to be played out on this earth and how we influence the earth. It's like your own conception of yourself and how you see a relationship playing into how your purpose plays out. And I feel like this is some karmic stuff. This could be a past life relationship, and so you're kind of hesitant to get into it because you have subconscious karmic things going on in regards to this connection that is making it really difficult for you to communicate, because this person may have hurt you in a past life. They may have promised to be there for you through certain things and then kind of fallen short on that. And so you are understanding that you need to this time focus on yourself and be able to serve out your highest purpose, and be the highest expression of yourself without that interfering this time. And the cosmic flower here says, it's the remembrance of the place that we call home, the core from which we pour magnificence out into the world. So you are trying to get in contact with a part of yourself that you know to be really true, and you're afraid that this relationship may hinder you or keep you from being able to really connect with that aspect of yourself and fully express yourself. So I feel like this potentially could be a really harmonious and passionate relationship. I feel like it's really up to you, and you kind of can decide whether or not you want to continue to pursue this, and I feel like your guides are leaving it up to you. But definitely, if you are considering reaching out or talking to this person and letting them know what is on your mind and what you expect from this connection, or any type of fear that you're having surrounding this connection, that would definitely be encouraged for you if you stumbled upon this reading. So thank you so much, pile 3. All of my information, including the decks that I used, are going to be in the description below, and if you feel inclined to contact me, that will also be there. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.